training is going exceptionally well. We're really pleased. I think it's about as good as it can be in a COVID year. Incredibly frustrating first semester where we went really through November 4th feeling impervious to COVID. And then we had a bunch of people get it, and then we got shut down, and it was really bad timing because it was right to the lead up of our November invite where we're accustomed to getting cuts and going fast and seeing where everybody is. And so a lot of unfinished business, a lot of urgency. I think people they're ready. And our mantra has just been, we don't know what we'll be allowed to do, but whatever they let us do, we'll be ready. And so that's kind of what we're doing. And they're training hard. We're on week 4 of a real big training push. We're going twice a day. It's demanding on the athletes and on the coaches too, because we're splitting everything. So the coaches are doing double everything, which is great, and we're fortunate to have the opportunity.
And then kind of give us a quick kind of a look ahead. You have a duel with Utah this weekend. What's on the horizon leading up to those RMAC championships that are back here mid to late February?
Yeah, I mean, we're in the home stretch right now. The RMAX is 28 days from tomorrow. So this is really our last tune-up. We've got BYU Friday, Utah Saturday. We're just trying to learn as much as we can to get some good racing experience, which has been limited, and then we'll sharpen up and get ready. So the taper process will be a little bit different than years past because of how much we haven't had a chance to do. But we'll be ready. It's going to be fun. And Oklahoma Christian, they've got a really solid men's team, and mine's is much improved on the women's side as we saw last week. So we're excited.
Questions?
What is the process now? I mean, you guys usually have so many. I mean, you're swimming every weekend normally, and now I mean you lose the A3, you lose basically every RMAC duel. Mentally, is it more trying to get ready for RMAC? Is it more pressing mentally or physically?
Yeah, it kind of feels like we're putting all our eggs in one basket with this conference meet, because usually, like Coach said, we have that A3 invite where everybody rests and goes really fast and gets the times that they need. But this year we've just had a long time of training and not competing, and I think a lot of people are just ready to get out there and race and show us what they got.
I say so many people. I mean, you have a ton of B cuts in the A3, and now I mean you've gotten some whenever you swim, but like you said, you've got like 3 chances. And just no pressure, right?
Lauren's a great one to ask
Yeah.
about that because it's been her daily mantra of, can I suit up for BYU and Utah? But yeah, I don't know.
It's not really 3 chances. It's more like 1 chance. We're racing. We're gonna race BYU and Utah, but our cuts are really gonna come at RMAX. Yep.
So how do you? I mean, you said taper was going to be a little bit different. Obviously because you don't have the meets. Have you kind of figured out how to taper when you don't compete every week?
I'm a heck of a guesstimator, and I think we figure it out as we go, and we watch people and see how they're adapting and adjusting. I think in terms of tapering and peaking athletes, it's probably a bit more of an art than a science, and a lot of that is watching them and communicating and getting a feel for where we're at as we go through the process. So yeah, I've got a plan, but it'll change every day.
Do you two feel meet ready? I mean, you're probably over ready.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a tough past 3 weeks of training. We've had doubles just about every day, and we've been working real hard. And this year we actually have a 4th week of winter training camp when usually we only have 3. So I think we're actually going to be really prepared for this.
It's a big push, these 4 weeks, but I think we'll come out on the other side.
In practice, do you guys kind of have more of a, is it like a little more competitive against each other?
Oh, yeah.
Than normal years?
Yeah, I think so, especially on the women's side.
Yeah.
I'll say, for me, and Lane is great at this. To me, swimming, just going back and forth, is kind of boring. And so, Lane and I were talking about this morning. He has this ability to make everything in his life a game, and we try to do that in the pool. We try to set up competitive situations and push each other and challenge each other. Steel sharpens steel, and so we're only better when we're competing, and so probably a little bit more. And we've done like Fast Friday, where we set up the timing equipment and that kind of thing. And so, yeah, probably a little bit more than a typical year, but we incorporate a lot of speed and games and racing into practice every day.
I guess for both of you too, I know swimming, like a lot of individual sports, so half of it, more than half of it is mental. Swimming, I know normally you guys are waking up 4 or 5 in the morning. It's known to be one of those sports. Do you guys have like mental tricks or tips, I guess, in any year, but especially this year, to stay sharp like that?
Don't expect anything. You gotta just go with the flow, even if things get postponed or canceled or no spectators. Like, you work with what you got.
I like saying train as if you're going to be able to compete at the big show. Train as if you're going to be able to get all the times you need. Train as if it's going to be a perfect season. And everyone knows it probably isn't going to be, but we're going to train and do our best and really push ourselves.
Coach, can I ask a health question for COVID? You see the swimmers that came down with it. Obviously, it's serious for everybody, but given the nature of your sport, does that make it harder to come back and get to 100%?
I don't know. We've had over a dozen positives. I think of those positives, only 2 have had any symptoms. And so it just affects everybody so differently. It's so hard to predict. One of my sons, I think, picked it up at the gym and brought it in and into our home, and my wife got it, and then I was sleeping with her, and so I got it, and I was as sick as I've been in a very long time for about 5 days. But I feel great now. My workout routines are back to normal. My lung capacity, I feel, is good. I'm doing my underwater stuff in the pool, and so 54 years old, I'm kind of back to where I was. But you hear horrible stories of people that are terribly affected by it. So I guess everyone's different, and we just don't know.
Thank you. All right, Ben, question of the week.
Okay, if you could have a walk-up song, like baseball and softball do, what would it be and why?
Wow.
I'll go first if you want, because one popped in my head. I'm going to go with Eminem, "Lose Yourself." And it just,
Classic.
it changes me. Yeah, I love that one.
Lane?
I'd say Tokyo Drifting by Glass Animals. My house is just, I don't know, we got really into
obscure.
Glass Animals over quarantine, and it was kind of our anthem to get through it.
I've been into Lil Bit recently. It's a good one. Pumps you up.
I'm embarrassed. I don't know either of them.
We don't either.